What's going on, y'all? Thanks for checking in the Khaliis Take. You know what to do. Hit that like, subscribe button. Also hit that notification bell just so you can get the newest and the bonus content first. But hey, let's just go ahead and jump right in.
You know, there's question now about whether Russell Westbrook and Patrick Beverley can share the same backcourt, and how well would they do if they both are in the game at the same time playing the backcourt position, one playing the point guard, one playing the shooting guard position, of course. And, of course, I think the shooting guard will have to be Russell Westbrook, and maybe they have Patrick Beverley playing the point if that's the situation where they might actually want to, allow Patrick Beverley to, play the point and have both of them in the game at the same time. I mean, I think it would be very tough to have both of them in the game at the same time because you really don't have a lot of scoring in regards to both players. Now, Russ can score in multitude of ways, but he can't, be a perimeter shooter, in which more or less that's what the Lakers need. The Lakers need somebody who can stretch the floor. They don't really need anybody who is really good but not stretching the floor for them, because they got LeBron James to penetrate to the basket. They got Anthony Davis. He's the center, playing the center position in the paint most of the time, squandering for rebounds, things like that. And he likes to post up at times, getting to the paint so he can score points himself. And then, if you look at Russell Westbrook, he likes to score in the paint more so than anything because he can't shoot. So a lot of their offense is coming, inside the paint, or it's generated from having opening lanes in the paint to kick it out to guys on the perimeter who's able to knock down shots when they're getting double teamed. So if that's the case, then things are going to have to change with the Lakers if they want to be a better team in that aspect, and that's just the way it's going to have to be. So I don't know if Patrick Beverley and Russell Westbrook can coexist. If you ask me, Stephen A. Smith, spoke on the situation about them trying to work things out, mend things together, and how both of them together can actually change the outcome between the Lakers and the Clippers, because the Clippers have dominated the Lakers over the last couple seasons, and it really hasn't even been close. So I don't know if they can really make that much of a difference as a backcourt duo, but because to me, Patrick Beverley could shoot threes a little bit better than Russell Westbrook, but he's not a better player than Russell Westbrook. So with that being said, there's no really good balance there. It's almost it's almost as if it's a counterbalance rather than a good balance. So it's just, I don't know, it's just very situational situation with that, and Darvin Ham's going to have to figure that out. He's going to have to figure out how to get Russell Westbrook involved if he's still going to be there at the start of the season. You're hearing a lot of reports about him, being let go, or there's still an opportunity to send him someplace, where he can be utilized and, where they can trade him. So, it's a lot that's going into this situation. So I'm not going to hold my breath too much, on this or whatever the case may be. But when I look at this situation here, I don't personally think that the backcourt can coexist. Offensively wise, they're not really ever going to have much chemistry, because you can't really rely on Patrick Beverley's jump shot. He can knock it down at times, but you can't really rely on it. And you can't rely on Russell Westbrook because he's never been a shooter all his career. He's been a slasher, dunker, a passer, a scorer, all-around scorer, but not like a perimeter, scorer like that. So you can't really count on that with both of those players. So me personally, I don't really see how you can have both of them in the game at the same time, because there's going to be a lot of ineffectiveness there, because like I said, they don't really balance each other out in a good way, if you ask me. You see what I'm saying? So one could barely score at all, and Patrick Beverley, he can knock down a shot at times. His jump shot, his three has gotten a little bit better over the years, but he can't play defense the way he once could, a little bit more. And on top of that, you got Russell Westbrook, who never been able to shoot threes, but at the same time can score in multitude of ways, but his scoring ability doesn't fit with what the Lakers need and how LeBron plays on the court. So in all essence, it really kind of doesn't matter if it doesn't really pan out to what you need it to be in regards to, winning. So if that's the case, then it's a blah situation that they have right there, because you're not really gonna have much consistency from both of those players each night. Like if hypothetically if both of them were in the starting lineup, could you expect Patrick Beverley to give you 15 to 17 tonight? I don't know if you can do that. Maybe you can, but I doubt it. And then Russell Westbrook, and when you look at him playing alongside Patrick Beverley takes away some of Russell Westbrook's shine when he's on the court and when he's off the court, because if Russ is sitting down, then that means Patrick Beverley's going to get a more of the bulk load of the minutes. And that means he's going to take some away Russell Westbrook's minutes away. So, I mean, if that's the case, then this can be a catastrophe with this situation, or Russ could be very professional about it. Just leave it the way it is. Don't say much. Go out there and play the minutes as given, and then do your time, and then just leave this team when it's time to do so, because I know he's ready to leave this team. All the speculation, all the talks, and all the everything that's surrounded around him, I mean, it just doesn't even seem fair, to Russell Westbrook, with all this being talked about and going on about him being traded, and he's the problem to the Lakers, and LeBron is not happy with his gameplay and results. I mean, everything seems to be falling back on Russ, and nobody's talking about Anthony Davis, how hurt he stays, and how he's probably the biggest disappointment of LA, because he's supposed to be the best player on there, and LeBron can't give him the keys to the city because he can't stay healthy enough to do it. Nobody's talking about that, but everybody wants to throw Russell Westbrook under the bus. And don't get me wrong, he's a big part of the blame, but he's not all of the blame of the reason why the Lakers didn't play the way they should. So it's a collective effort as a team, and they didn't play well, and that's just what it comes down to. You can't blame one guy. You can if you choose to, but it really doesn't, fit the equation to do that, if you ask me, because it's a team game. So with that being said, I mean, Russ, he has to play better. I'll give you that, but at the same time, it's not all his fault. The reason why the Lakers aren't that good, they're not that good because they're just not that good defensively. Defense wins championships. Nothing else to be said about that. It does. So if you don't have any defense, you're not going to go far. You're not going to do a lot. And like I said, we'll have to see what they look like healthy, this season. I think if they're healthy this season, I think they can make some headway and do some good things. I don't know if they can win a championship, because as I said, I don't think you can win a championship with Russell Westbrook on your team. But I mean, hey, anything is possible, right? So I leave that out there. But at the same time, I'm not really sure about this Pat Bev and Russ situation. I'm not sure how good that backcourt could work. I'm not sure how good it really will, sustain itself. And I think, Stephen A. Smith, spoke on the situation and said that they could end, the streak of the Clippers beating them with them two in the backcourt. It's possible, but I don't know if it's likely, because I don't even know if they'll coexist in the backcourt together, especially on the floor at the same time, because who knows if Darvin Ham wants to take that risk, knowing that both players really haven't built any chemistry. And on top of that, Russell Westbrook is not in tune with really nobody on the Lakers, especially with all this talk and speculation going on. So, it's going to be hard to get him on the same page with somebody like Pat Bev on the court wise, and seeing how it actually work. I would not be surprised if this operation goes dead very soon, or goes sour very soon. But on the flip side, there might be some positivity. It might actually work out. So let's see how it works out, and let's see whose favor does it work out in. But hey, that's my take on everything. Leave any comments in the comment section. Check out my other videos if you haven't. And hey, Khaliis out.